right, welcome back to the Real Estate Huddle. We are on episode 96, and we're excited today because we're going to talk about one of the places that is one of the best real estate purchase locations in our market right now in 2025. For some reason, there's some really good deals in Oldtown Arvada. And I had mentioned on a previous video that Oldtown Arvada and then a couple locations in Douglas County that are competing with a lot of the new construction is where you can buy some of the best purchases right now and get the best prices on homes. And so today we're just going to focus in on Oldtown Arvada because this is a special place and it's actually got a ton of history to it.
That's my cue. So, Gold Rush beginnings. So we're going back to 1850. Lewis Ralston found gold. We now call that Ralston Creek, right? Ralston shows up a lot.
Ralston Valley.
That's the first documented gold find in Colorado. So that's a huge, big starting point. The name, why we call it Arvada, Hiram Arvada Haskin, who was the brother-in-law of Lewis Ralston. Well, one of the city's founders, so I don't know as Lewis Ralston.
Popular family.
Agricultural roots, we haven't talked about that much. We used to talk about that with Littleton, but after the gold rush slowed, it became known for farming, especially celery, Colorado celery, who knew? Earned the nickname Celery Capital of the World in the early 1900s. In terms of incorporation, officially incorporated in 1904. And I think what we're focused on today is that Arvada has maintained a lot of that small town historic feel as represented in what we're talking about with Old Town, small town feel. And then specifically historic Old Town, that's the original Main Street. They've made it a registered historic district, kept all those in place. I've been through that. That's kind of very near where the Performing Arts Center in Arvada is. It's connected anyway. It's a big part.
Cool. The celery mention, it does not get me excited about going there, by the way. I don't think who's like ready to go to Arvada because
don't
of
you
celery.
make like, what's it called? Like ants on a log?
Yeah,
Can't
I'm
do
not
that
a
without
celery
celery,
fan.
buddy.
The worst snacks of all
Like
time.
I will eat it, but it is like my least favorite vegetable to eat. Call me crazy, but
I think it's fruit.
I think I only eat celery like in soup or with wings.
Oh, you guys.
it's got to be accompanied by something, or a lot of like
lot of
ranch
sauce.
dressing
No,
or
a
something.
lot of
yeah.
peanut butter.
Celery is a delivery vehicle for better tasting things than celery.
Yeah.
Celery capital of the world.
Only eat it if I'm out of wings and I have a lot of sauce.
We're gonna get one person who's like, I'm moving there. I love celery.
All right. So as far as the location goes, Arvada is like prime location. You're only 7 to 10 miles west of Denver. So like the biggest attractions in Denver, I feel like, are being close to the mountains and close to the city. And this is both. It's like situated right in between the two. So you got to love that. And also, it's got great highway access. You're right next to main highways like I-70, I-76, US 36 that leads up to Boulder, the Boulder Turnpike. Like you're close to
Kind of like
everything.
that bowl, 76, and
Yep.
it sits right there.
Yeah, you can literally get anywhere fast, which is nice. It's got great public transportation. The RTD line is awesome. You're on the G line in Oldtown Arvada. And then the proximity to the mountains is like you shave off 30, 45 minutes compared to being on the east side of town. So that all is pretty awesome.
Yeah, and I think that location leads to a great lifestyle, like the kind of the Colorado idyllic lifestyle where you have that historic old town, you have that charm of the small town, you have access to downtown Denver, downtown Boulder, if you want to go like more big city. There's tons of creeks, trails, places to go around there if you like the outdoors, and then you have a quick trip to the mountains. So like everything that people really love about Colorado, you have access to that in Arvada.
Totally. And you can have a turn of the century home too. That's the cool thing.
Yeah, and a lot of the businesses and stuff too are in like 1800s homes, or schoolhouse is like a bar that's in a converted schoolhouse from like 1882 or something. So you get a lot of that like cool kind of culture, historic feeling, while also having access to like all the modern amenities and that great location. So
I think if we step aside from Old Town, the developments up there in Arvada are, on a par with Parker and Highlands Ranch and smaller communities, but equally as well built with made me think about is all the interwoven trails. Very similar up there.
Yeah, I think it's slept on. It's not thought of as much as I would expect, just knowing what's down there. And every time, like for business, I'm down there, I'll stop by. Like Yak and Yeti is a great restaurant there. People love Tap and Dough. So they have a ton of shopping, a ton of recreation, as well as like if you like bourbon, Schoolhouse, bluegrass, coffee and bourbon. They have a pretty good brewery scene. So all the Colorado things.
Definitely. Yep.
Celery, bourbon, beer.
Yeah.
Got it.
Get drunk enough that you can enjoy celery.
No, seriously, there's a lot of talk about the seltzers, the whiskey, like all of that stuff. They also have really good schools.
They do. The public schools in Arvada are served by Jefferson County Public Schools, which is actually one of Colorado's largest districts. And then in terms of higher education, it's close to Red Rocks Community College, Regis University, and also about 30 minutes from CU Boulder. And then they have a very high community focus there as well. So many schools have strong PTA and extracurricular involvement. And it's easy to get involved because they have all the public schools and higher education within a good distance.
Totally. And I feel like there's a lot of people, especially like young professionals that are still kind of in school dabbling, that like want to be close to jobs in the city, but they also want to be close to CU Boulder, you know, and also people that one works in Boulder, one works in Denver. And like your choices are really like Golden, Arvada, you know, Westminster, Longmont maybe, but like Arvada is like a great spot to be going both ways.
So let's jump off that. So in terms of like business growth, the economic side of things, a lot of that growth starts in Old Town, but it's that proximity. So a lot of business coming, a lot of access to the other markets. We talked about the G line. That's not that new. When I think of G line, is that the one that goes through Golden and keeps going? Anyway, so it's the westernmost leg of RTD, and that has brought a lot of this development business with it. And then job access, we've said that a couple of times. It's the most central place. Denver's right to your east, Boulder's right there. You've got access to DTC. So centrally speaking, it's great for all.
Definitely. A couple other gems. Waterworld, I mean, it's right there, right? So like one of the biggest water parks in the country. You've got Stanley Lake, which is a really awesome lake with open water where you can do a lot of water activities on. And then Apex Park, and you also have the huge ice skating arena with lots of hockey and different things like that. So there's a lot of fun for like everyone, the whole family. Also lots to do outdoors since you're connected to that mountain range in that west side of town.
Yeah, I'd say Golden is great, and a lot of people think of Golden, and prices have gone up accordingly in Golden. Arvada, I think, offers pretty much everything Golden has. It has a historic, quaint, cool downtown, access to the mountains, stuff to do. So I think if you're looking for a deal, and if you're looking at Golden and you might be priced out, I think Arvada is a great place to look and get a lot of that same stuff.
Yeah, I meant to get a shout out. So we have a new client, Gary Enos. He works right adjacent to Old Town. He runs Alfred Auto Sales. He's got a chip on his shoulder because he thinks he's a little guy in the world of selling used cars. But shout out to Gary. He's having his best month ever, so he says.
And they take care of people.
15th.
Yeah. No, and
it's going to be even bigger after this podcast.
He's part of that growth engine of Old Town.
Well, and sometimes you go to some of those smaller dealerships and they take care of you more than some of the big guys that are a little more bureaucratic. So
smart guy. I've learned a lot just in a few weeks working with Gary.
Good shout out to Gary. Yeah, that's awesome. So there's some gems, right? Like walkability is a big deal because we just are representing some buyers that were like, we want a place that's walkable where we can go out with our stroller and walk around, you know, and feel like we're safe, but also feel like there's fun things to look at and attractions all over the place. So Oldtown Arvada's got some gems. They've got their own like water tower, which gives it like a small town feel, but they've also got some really cool like breweries. We talked a lot about that. But some of the interesting places that you might see there if you're walking on Old Town is we've got the one of the most famous toy stores on the planet This is like throwback toy stores that has like all the old toys that you played with when you were a kid, no matter what generation you were in. But this is Super Zoom Bang Bang Toy Store. Have to mention that. Kind of a cool spot to go. And then you've got Nostalgia, all over the place as you're walking through these places, because they're turn of the century homes that are all around you. And the architecture is beautiful. You've got lots to look at. And then there's an 80s restaurant where Chad can tell you everybody that's on the wall at So Radish. But like So Radish, there's 80s murals all over it. It's like 80s themed everywhere. You feel like you're in an episode of the Goldbergs. But also excellent food.
So first celery, now radish.
Well,
It's a salad. It's like a
that's true. Yeah, Arvada's just
tossed salad
luring
of
people in with
awesomeness.
vegetables. Scrumptious too, ice cream place that is worth checking out and seeing. So a few gems there, just worth mentioning that you got to check out if you're walking along Old Town. And there's bakeries, there's all kinds of stuff. So it's just a really quaint, fun experience walking around there. And if you want to own a house that has a ton of character, not like the kind of postage stamp yards and production type homes that you see in a lot of these newer communities, Old Town's got more yard space, more space between homes, but it also has some very cool architecture, from bungalows to you've got some, kind of your Denver squares, ranches, but you also have some really fun architecture with some Tudors, Victorians, different things like that. So really fun town to experiment with and go check out.
And I'd piggyback on the walkability. It's not even just Old Town, which Main Street is super walkable. There's tons of scenic strolls around there.
Yep.
Because of the older architecture, there, a lot of houses built with like alley access. So there's people who are actually on their front porches. You've got mature trees, like shaded streets to go walk on. So if somebody's looking for walkability, I think Arvada is definitely a good option.
Yeah. If you're looking for walkability, proximity, like there's great schools, like a lot of good things there.
I think the reason why the demand stays so strong there is because of the variety of activities and variety of homes. Like kind of going off of what Landon was saying earlier, they have a ton of historic homes and then mid-century ranches from the 1950s and 60s, but then they also have those new developments like Candela's is in West Arvada. So yeah, that all of those details help the demand to stay high, and that's why Arvada is a good place if you're kind of maybe unsure or if you want to look at a ton of different places.
Yeah, especially like Layden Rock and Candelas is great if you're wanting to be closer to Boulder. That's a good way to go. All right, well, we'll wrap it up. If you or anyone you know is looking to be closer to Old Town and find a home there, we're happy to help you out. We'd love to help. Just call the number that's down here. Our information's here, and we're happy to help with that. And we appreciate you listening, and we'll catch you on the next episode.